Hey friends and fans, and welcome to Tabletop News. I'm your host, the author, David Applegate, author of the books The Boyhood Arcade, Power Games, Into the Elsebound, and The Erotic Tales from the Empire. Part 1 is available now, Part 2 is on its way. Fortunately, time will tell how much editing it still needs, but it's been done. So, big thanks to those who support the channel. If you'd like to support the channel, check out the links in my link tree and on with the show. Always check out the links in the description below after the show, where if you're on Rumble, YouTube, and my Patreon. Now, would you prefer Substack or Medium, or should I don't know which one is more popular, but I'm thinking, with people complaining about YouTube notifications, giving you access to the links from all the products. I mean, you don't get it on X. And if you're not getting it off my Patreon, I might have to put it somewhere else. So we'll see. We'll see. See what people actually say. Now, Achtung Kaluthu brings together two horrors of the past together into one gigantic 2D tabletop role-playing system from Modipus. Correct. I think I got it right that time. We first up have the Rules Collection. Now, this is a 2D20 tabletop system from Modius of cosmic horror amongst the chaos, heroism, and evils of World War II. It's a pulp fiction world of allied heroes, secret agents, mysterious mystics, as allied servicemen, women, secret agents, members of the French resistance, or even hapless civilians are caught up in the secret war, stand firm against the yodelay-hee-ho, can't say that on YouTube, and their love and their friends, in their occult friends. Do they have any friends? It's the occult. I think you know what I mean. But $14.95 gets you the 4 rule books, source books, and play aids in the Rules Collection, DRM3. Pay more than the threshold price of $31.62. You level up and get the entire Operations Collection. Now, in the Rules Collection, pay the minimum price and you get the 2D20 player and GM guides, The Secret War to Save Humanity in its Darkest Hour. This is a Lovecraftian role-playing in World War II, 39 to 45. Discover the malign influence of the war machine that engulfs the globe. Discover the world of pulp fiction with the dauntless heroes and two-fisted adventurers. Encounter the exotic races like the Deep Ones, the Mego, fungoid, insectoid beings that come to Earth for an unknown purpose, towering over these monsters, entities, and gods who use the chaos of World War II to extend their domain. Against these various uncanny threats, you basically face off a bunch of unique monsters and entities from the Lovecraftian mythos, and you have a mix of archetypes, backgrounds, and characteristics to create secret World War operatives. And like so many others, will you fall to the malign forces? I mean, one of the things about Lovecraftian mythos is a lot of them do not end well. Now, Viva la Resistance is exactly that. The resistance movements across the land. Assassins, saboteur, propagandists, resistance leaders, weapons and equipments and tools to lead you in the fight. This is thrilling but deadly with the possibility of discovery or betrayal. Will you be a liberator, or will you watch the Black Sun fulfill its mission? And then you got the Game Master Screaming Toolkit. Now, level up, which I recommend you do, is to get the various campaigns. You have Shadows of Atlantis, a mysterious web of intrigue, and a hunt for legendary artifacts that shattered during the fall of Atlantis. Race against time to thwart the machinations of the occult. With pieces of the Rust Relic, they tend to construct a super weapon that will give the bad guys a decisive advantage. It's a globe-spanning conflict. Now, of course, Serpents and Sands is another adventure scene with bases and locations for all major factions in the theatre, top secret bases, an epic 10-part campaign about an awakened sorceress who intends to, realizing this, they're sealing the evolved servant and resurrect the long-lost Ophidian Empire. The lizard people are coming. Alright, Tower of Fear. Oh, sorry, Forest of Fear. Alright, one last gambit, an offensive that will split the British and American forces. The Battle of the Bulge. Only there's monsters and terrifying shock troops and an occult of an ancient godling and madness and death. Can you thwart their plans or not? And more cult operations. These are all, again, set in different stages of the war with the same occult background, all overlapped onto... I think most of these are real life. I've actually been to Nijmegen. You'd be surprised. Some of the old towns still look the same. Actually, some of them are weird. You get some of the old town is still the same as it was with the bridge and everything. You've got the infamous train in the Black Forest. And this is the neutral Spain. Yeah, set in adventures in neutral Spain. Because I think this is a very interesting set, of course. It's got some interesting stuff like floor tiles for secret bases, documents to fill out, to devise various campaigns. So you don't have to just play the fixed ones. You've actually got plots, how to construct your own adventures. It's fairly reasonably priced. You've got the core rule books, the Guide to the Resistance, all the Game Master Toolkit, and then you got campaign, 3 major campaigns, 3 adventures, and player aids so that you can create your own. I mean, what more do you want? I mean, it's Kalathu. You can definitely throw in the entire mythos, and there's been plenty of World War One Kalathu out there. I think a more modern Kalathu. I think I've seen a few modern Kalathu, but given the time, Halloween is upon us, so if you're looking for some horror, look no further than Achtung Kalathu. Now, I'm surprised there isn't more Kalathu out there this month. Last year there was a lot, I believe. I remember it was the year before. I know there was a lot of Kalathu at one point. Yeah, and recently there was a lot of riffs. So, yeah, there's plenty of horror out there if you're into tabletop games and horror. Now, Eclipse Phase 2nd Edition is a post-human tabletop role-playing game. One price gets you the entire collection, $17.95. This is a recently, July 2022, Eclipse Phase bundle featuring the 2019 2nd edition of Eclipse Phase, a tabletop science fiction role-playing game of transhuman survival from Post-Human Studios. Basically, Earth was lost in a war to AI and transhumanity species throughout the solar system and beyond, struggling to survive. Now, this is in a typical game. Characters belong to the Firewall, a secret cross-faction organisation that protects transhumanity from biowar plagues, self-replicating nanoswarms, nuclear proliferation, terrorist WMDs, net-breaking computer attacks, rogue AIs, alien encounters, and anything else that would already drive a decimated transhumanity into extinction. Doesn't exactly go into what branch of transhumanism there is. There is lots of forms of transhumanism, by the way. GURPS has a transhuman handbook as well, I believe. Alright, so $17.95 gets you all 14 titles in this revived offer. This is survival horror. And it starts with, of course, the core rulebook, outlining the kinds of oppression, the mass destruction, the devastated Earth, what is Firewall, the conspiracy behind it, the hellish landscapes of Earth, the not-so-friendly organizations, wormholes to distant stars. This actually won a bunch of awards, including the ENI. And it gives you some starter material in the core rulebook. Now, this also comes with some adventures so that you get the bare bones introduction into campaigns and build up to various settings and various mission types. These are encounters that can be dropped into your campaign. These are just quick encounters, 2-page. And supplements, giving you more missions, more material, and more playtime. And I look at it this way, right? You're going to get 2 to 3 hours out of every adventure. You can extend that by adding some encounters, and these pretty much supplements just expand it even further, probably. So 10, 13. So pretty good bang for your buck as far as the transhuman element. It's more the survival horror element. And the thing is, I know sometimes with survival horror you're not going to survive the first time, so that gives a lot of replayability. So it's got for $70, it's got good bang for your buck. Probably, and there's plenty of other opportunities to expand this. So moving on, Huckleberry. The Occult Weird West tabletop game. Now, the core rulebook and some bounties of the Old West. $7.95 for the 162-page core rulebook and some adventures. Now, this is about tragic cowboys in a world doomed to calamity. Unless you save it, you're a seasoned bounty hunter who rides out beyond civilization with a big iron on your hip. Your job? Hunt and slay monsters spawned by the weird. The form you take, the weapons you yield, and the monsters you slay are up to you. And again, $7.95 gives you the 4 titles in on offer. Huckleberry, of course, you get the core rulebook. Outlines your attributes, dice rolls, skills. You got your action system, and that's it. You fight your way through a long list of bounties, and by capturing bounties, you earn chips. Dollars forged from weird silver. You spend them to basically customize your kit and caboodle. It's equipment. You get seasons, stretches. 6 stretches make up a season in a season. The group chooses ways to improve or invest in the hole in the wall. Well, more at the... This was a Kickstarter campaign. Of course, a lot of them are. And, of course, 3 bounties. Now, this gets you started. It basically gives you some deplorables to go after. Literally deplorable. The Guthries and Delapores have been rivals, and after a lot of kinslaying, heirs of both families are offered a radical solution: marry, merge your clans, bury forever. But things go astray. You're there to make sure things go right, which of course they don't. Alright, so Huckleberry for the devastated plains buffalo reduced to a herd of measly hundreds, persistent exposure to the defiled wallow, several buffalo making them sentient, cruel and bent on revenge. These creatures terrifies caravans, even charge into town. So, wow. And wrangling cattle. Basically, cattle's been rustled and you go after it. Now, Coven of Witches are sacrificing livestock. Not very inspiring for Weird West, but a good start for Weird West. It has still a lot of opportunity. Mad Awakened Buffalo sounds good. A good premise. Coven of Witches, you could... I would not... if I was to suggest, I would suggest that... as part of a deeper, greater occult themed campaign. But yeah, but if you're just looking for a quick game, $7.95, there's plenty of fun there to be had. I don't know if I've said this before, but I've always found most D&D is a little overpriced. But still, $24.95 does get you 5. So, pretty reasonable. Still pretty reasonable. I would have preferred if it was $17.95, but them's the breaks, okay? Considering that these days, $24.95 really only gets you one book. But the Treasury, you have Herbium and Hag's Bazaar, treasures for head witches and hags, and of course herbalism, bunch of real life plants, potion, and of course folk horrors. So this bit fitting in with the theme of the season. Tome of Intangible Treasures, which does make it worthwhile. You have pretty much hundreds of treasures and rewards and boons and gifts and packs with powerful entities. So there's plenty of material there. And then you've got the Ultimate Treasury with over 1,000 of treasures, spells, and guardian monsters. So you've got items aplenty for every campaign, 346 pages. Vault of Magic, 900 treasures of new, wild, heroic, and villainous options. Wands, weapons, rings, wands, just for starters. Mirrors, masks, editables, earrings, lanterns, lockets. It is everything. Crammed into 242 pages with a retail price of $30. 900 treasures. Now the Wondrous Tome of Wands, again, 100 new magical wands. This is rarity. It comes with rarity levels, unique personalities. Now, Man's Magnificent is a 5th edition mansion you carry in your pocket. Now, this is not game breaking. This is just a side item. You basically go, yep, set up camp, have my mansion, have a bit of fun. It's without breaking the game. Cozy safe house without breaking the game. Now, in case you're wondering, there are detailed explanations on some of these packs in the Bundle Holding subreddit. I haven't visited in a while. I don't like Reddit. I'm sorry for those who do. Now, Mystery Flesh Pit. And this is an intriguing concept based on a little bit of real-world stuff here. But, yeah, there is actually leftovers from previous eras, like the Mesozoic era, plants and bacteria buried deep beneath the earth. And this meaty tabletop game, the Mysterious Flesh Pit, sort of runs with that idea of the superorganism. I think there's one in the Australian desert, huge plant with long roots, ancient plants, that as branches wither and die, they just keep spreading and growing new branches and new roots and keep spreading. And as parts die off, it actually grows back. It's really weird. So the weird and wonderful world of nature can give you quite some role-playing adventures. But this could really give you something to sink your teeth in for and be a good setting for survivor horror. And for $5.95, it's a good little price. Single book about cosmic horror and bureaucratics and a satire of bureaucracy. Well, satires bureaucracy. But, yeah, you have a flesh pit. It's a vast geobiological ecosystem filled with all sorts of strange phenomena, strange creatures. You explore it. And, yeah. There's various... It uses a cipher system. And you can be the charming person who operates the pit. Guide, the guy, former guide, park employee, subcontractor, or some former special operative. This is a former Kickstarter campaign, like a lot of them are. You got your nice little substrata there that gives you... So, I would say there's at least a weekend of fun right there. Of course, all brought to you by you. Okay? Future fantasy. I'm trying to make science fantasy great again, basically. I have maps, all my videos, some artwork, and a whole bunch of science fantasy stuff that all ties in together to the setting of the Empire of Elves, set in the distant future. Now, Bundle Holding is my favourite site. Now, obviously, my second favourite site was and they're linked, by the way, when you buy a bundle on DriveThruRPG. When you buy a bundle on Bundle Holding, and if that product is on DriveThruRPG, it's added to your library. Now, the DriveThruRPG, of course, is the largest RPG download store. Now, you may remember Two Little Mice. This was featured, I think, 6, maybe more. I think it was 6 shows ago. Two Little Mice. It is exactly as it sounds. It's a story about little mice. I believe it's a post-human world where you live in an abandoned household. And you have fairies and other sprites and other tiny creatures and threats. You go out to explore the household, and Household 2 is an expansion that picks up the story not long after the events in Volume 1. Expands the world, opening doors to the garden, introducing new folk and other creatures of all shapes and sizes. You can visit the fountain, Brambletown, where the Bogarts found refuge during their time in exile, and others. Now, this goes into the history of the household, the sudden dissolution of the fragile peace, and various new historical events and shocking revelations to take your characters to even higher levels. And if that's not enough, there are new mechanics for the changing seasons, new colossals, that's big folk, Yeah, 2 new chapters, 4 new folk, new vocations, new contracts, new rules for seasons, and in weather, manage travel, and colossal opponents. Like, look at King Toad here. This is handcrafted artwork. Now, Household, A Saga for the Long Winter is a continuation on the weather theme. It's not literal winter, it's a Cold War that lasted for years. And you're in a time of infighting, rebellion, wild frontiers, and long journeys where folk from inside and outside come together and clash for the first time, and many other conflicts in the long winter. Again, these are new stories for the little folk, where terrible, terrible things happened. And again, this is a continuation, and you do require Volume 2. Of course, Volume 2 does actually require you to have Volume 1, which the Volume 1 collection was. Volume 2 is sold as a bundle as well. Volume 1 was a bundle on bundle holding, but it's still available on at retail, though, on DriveThruRPG. And you've got various other sagas as well in the household. Oh, I thought it would be up there, but it's not. So those two are households. Saga of the Long Winter. Yeah. Okay, the Kickstarter for the What Is Old Is New Bestiality ended today. However, the Kickstarter for Tales from Elsewhere still is still available for a late pledge. The digital rulebook is still available. As well as the printed hardcovers. What is it, you may ask, for those new? Tales from Elsewhere Clockworld is an action horror RPG set in a post-apocalyptic Wild West tabletop system with brutal injury system. So you inflict brutal wounds, inspired by, as you can see, by a whole bunch of inspirations, including the infamous Red Dead Redemption 2, which you probably could see by the map. Simple dice rolls, use tables, and you inflict wounds on. You have backstories, edges, and all sorts of skills. And you face various horrifying threats. And you have unique vendors. Now, again, this is fully funded. Pretty nicely fully funded too. No, I think a lot of people don't understand. Having done a Kickstarter myself, how many don't make it. I was surprised how many don't make it. But those who get fully funded, remember, 80% of this is cost. Okay? At least. A lot of people don't understand the time and money going into artwork and printing. So, of course, they make a lot more money when you buy the PDFs. For sure. So when you sell a book, 80% of the book's cost goes to the printer. And then you've got to add delivery on top of that. Now, I was surprised Thundercats is still in pre-launch, and so is Apocalypse World. This is highly anticipated, but pretty sure this is going to be 100%. Both of them are going to be 100% funded when launched. I mean, 800 backers. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and please support the channel. Now you can support me on Patreon, buy my books, buy my merch. All my links are in the link tree, which you can find in the description below, or in my profile, or scan the QR code on the screen. Thank you for your time. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'll see you in the next video, and bye for now.